Today on the TMZ Podcast.
Welcome to the TMZ Podcast. Derek here.
Katie here.
And Babcock here.
We got a trio of stories here, and they're all very, very big, so we're going to dive right in. Yesterday was a doozy. The Jussie Smollett verdict happened a little while ago, and yesterday was his sentencing in the 2019 case. Everyone knows all the facts about it. It was a hoax that he pulled off with the Osendero brothers, where they essentially manufactured a hate crime. Jussie played the victim of the hate crime. He was found guilty of disorderly conduct, which is a charge that you get when you lie to police officers. Right. And he was convicted of 5 of the 6 counts. Now, this is not a huge felony. It's a class 4 felony in Chicago, but nonetheless a felony. So this was the day of reckoning. This was sentencing, and it took a long time. You had mitigating evidence. You had aggravating circumstances. You had the judge excoriating him.
It was 4+ hours.
4+ hours. This judge, who's a bureaucrat, and you never see those people work past 4 p.m., kept everyone in that courtroom till past 6 p.m. in Chicago. Something I've never seen.
Yeah.
It was the hardest I've seen you work yesterday, too, you were
it was way past my dinner time.
I know.
I had to go get extra lunch from the fridge. It was a lot.
It was a long day.
So Judge Lynn, when a judge starts sentencing, you kind of get a sense of where they're going. Right. And he laid into Jussie, called him a narcissist, called him all sorts of things.
A charlatan.
Said he was a charlatan, said he did a disservice to people who are actual victims of hate crimes.
Threw
he was offended by that.
Threw himself a national pity party.
A pity party. He also said he got up on the stand and perjured himself for hours with his testimony. Remember, Jussie took the stand in his defense, which you can do, but most judges or most lawyers advise you not to for this reason. Right. Anyway, listen to a little bite of this. This is Judge Lynn's just demeanor while he's sentencing him.
Let me tell you, Mr. Smollett, I know that there is nothing that I will do here today that can come close to the damage you've already done to your own life. You've turned your life upside down by your misconduct and shenanigans. You've destroyed your life as you knew it. And there's nothing that any sentencing judge could do to you that can compare to the damage you've already caused you. So here's your sentence. I'm sentencing you to 30 months felony probation, and the probation is going to be to this court. You're going to be allowed to travel wherever you want. You do not have to live in the state of Illinois. You will pay restitution to the city of Chicago in the amount of $120,106. You are fined $25,000, which is the maximum fine. And you will spend the first 150 days of your sentence in the Cook County Jail. And that will start today, right here, right now.
Unbelievable.
Wow,
so,
really laid into him.
Really laid into him. Now, this was a little bit of a rope-a-dope, right? Because when you're sentenced, typically the first part of your sentence is the incarceration period, right? That's the big hammer that you're dropping is you're going to go behind bars.
So presumably, Jussie could have thought, okay, I just got 30 months probation.
Hey, I get to travel. I got 30 months probation is no picnic. But he dropped that hammer at the end. 150 days, which is about 5 months. That's a lot of time to be behind bars. He's going to pay the fine. Upset. And he was visibly upset. So here's what happens in the aftermath of this, because, most of the times a courtroom is a place of decorum where you're respectful to the judge. Jussie had been quiet throughout this entire hearing, and then this happened.
Do you have any questions?
No, I would just like to say to Your Honor that I am not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this. And I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself. And you must all know that. Jail time, I am not suicidal.
Okay.
So this is powerful. Here's what he's saying, because I think some people were confused with the I'm not suicidal. What he's saying, the judge didn't call him suicidal. What he's saying is, I'm being put behind bars, and if I end up dead, I want the world to know, because I know there's all these cameras here, that I didn't kill myself, that someone killed me. And he's sort of implicating the judge. He's saying, you're putting me behind bars, and if I die, that's on you.
Is this a legal play of some sort? Like, because it was when you were watching it, it was wild. And what was the motivation? Is there any sort of legal motivation behind it?
I think we just live in a post-Jeffrey Epstein world where he wants to make sure that whatever happens to him in prison, he wants to know, I didn't kill myself. He wants the world to investigate it as a murder.
The way he acted after the sentence was handed down, I think he was talking to his fans, I think, too, because look, 150 days, it sucks, but it's going to go by, and in 6 months he'll be home, probably sooner. He's young. He needs to have a career, right? Where does he go from here? I think, and how do people feel about him? I think he was talking to his fans.
This is a tough moment, and he was remanded into custody, so presumably he's going to start serving this now.
Right.
In
They
jail.
said immediately.
He's also got, you'll see his lawyers go to work right now furiously on appeal papers.
Right.
They basically preserved a record saying there were all sorts of errors, technical, it shouldn't have been a trial, it was double jeopardy, it had already been punished. You'll see all that on appeal, whether he gets a stay, meaning he gets to stay free while the appeal is pending, or start serving and doing those.
Even yesterday he asked
days.
for a new trial.
He asked for a new trial that was denied by this judge. So all those denials are now going to be taken up by an appellate judge who will be more sympathetic to some constitutional concerns here. This was a wild day in court, and you're right. I don't know where he recovers in terms of his career.
Well, according to the judge, he won't. Right?
The judge. Called him a charlatan.
He did.
Yeah, it really wild, and said nothing. There's nothing I can give you that you haven't already done to yourself.
This is a complete victory for the city. I mean, they got the 120,000 that a lot of people said, look, you investigated a crime when you thought it was a crime.
They talked about all the cops and the overtime and how it cost a lot of money to investigate what was a hoax.
What a strange saga. Anyway.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Ryan Coogler. This was the other story this week. The famous Black Panther director, we know what happened to him, was at a Bank of America in January. Tried to withdraw $12,000. They thought he was robbing the bank. Now we actually have video of the actual moment that the police officers, hand on their guns, confronted Ryan Coogler. Let's take a look.
Hey, sir. Hey, man. Do me a favor, man. Come this way. Put your hand behind your back.
Change my back. You got it. Is there any reason y'all doing this, bro?
What's going on, my man?
Trying to put money on my own.
You said what? Yeah, this your phone?
It is, sir.
You have ID on you?
I got everything on me. See? If you come on my right side, I got a badge on hanging off my hip, my work badge. And it'll tell you everything about me. And if you just run my name, you'll understand why you should take me off these cuffs. You can not do it.
This is your name?
It's gonna be really bad for you. COOGLER. Just put it in Google. I'm really trying to keep this from being a bad day on your job, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Black man to black man, bro.
Wild, right?
Yeah. Wow.
It's
I mean,
so
we
powerful.
knew what had happened and we'd seen the photo of him in the bank, but it's not until you watch this video that you realize just how insane, and he really kept it together. I mean, it was terrifying when you hear those guns cock. And you watch him. It was so hard. It's so
this
sad
was the
to
moment
watch.
of surprise, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's standing there because what happened was the bank was delaying. They were saying, hey, we're counting your money in the back. So he's standing
he thinks
there.
they're coming out any second with his money.
And you hear it unholstered. That's like the sound of, you ever heard just the shotgun sound? Some people say, you don't even need a shotgun. You just need the click of the shotgun. It's very, very jarring. What struck me about these videos is it's a masterclass in restraint. I mean, he doesn't fly to anger. He's very compliant. This is an awful situation. He does say, Google my name, but he doesn't say it in the way of
I don't think he didn't say it in an arrogant way. And that's what I would have said if I was him too. And
absolutely.
Look at my badge. I mean, he has
my bank account.
I'm not a bank,
my bank account. I mean, this was a huge mistake on this is on the bank manager and the
that's
bank
what I want to know. Where do we assign the blame for this going
I don't
wrong?
think this. Look, the cops get a call for a possible bank robbery, and they have to go and they approach it like someone might be robbing the bank. They don't
cops
know,
have zero blame.
Right?
Here.
Yeah.
They handled it
Well,
professionally.
even the
It's the bank's
911 operator said, "Ma'am, are you sure this is not just a bank customer?" I mean, it's on the teller, and it's honestly on the manager too. The teller, if the teller is suspicious, she goes to the manager, and then it's the manager's responsibility to look and go, "This guy has this checking account. This is his account. He's got the money in it."
She clearly overreacted a bit.
Absolutely. I get some people say it's irregular to do it the way he did it, but it doesn't matter. He put his card in the card reader. He hit his type his PIN number in.
I think a good rule of thumb going forward is no notes at banks. I do think Ryan did nothing wrong.
It was a
and
perfect
Ryan had
storm.
taken out this money.
Not.
This is just a perfect storm of sort of bad things happening.
COVID, have the mask.
COVID, everything. Next time, go talk to the manager beforehand and say, I'd like to do this discreetly, and it probably wouldn't happen. But an awful situation, I do think,
he handled it
to see his emotions, he's very, very restrained. At some point, he gets defeated. He sits there and he says, do you have my nanny who he was getting the money out for detained? And he just drops his head, and your heart goes out to him.
He's just literally trying to go to the bank and get money out so he can pay his nanny who takes care of his kids, and to be stopped like that, it's like
it's nuts.
You could feel how upset he was in that moment,
and Ryan
I don't
Coogler
blame him.
Is so close to these issues. Everyone knows him as Black Panther director, Creed director. He's also the director of Fruitvale Station. Did you ever see that movie? That movie is about police overreach, killing a man in Oakland outside of a train station. So he is been passionate about these issues, and then he's living through an interaction with police
one
like
of Michael
this.
B. Jordan's first big movies.
That's right, huge. So just a crazy story. I'm glad everything happened. No one was
Right, and they
injured.
say
Yeah,
everything
thank
is
God.
cool.
His reaction was just, I mean, God, the restraint he showed was incredible.
Great job by
Thank
him.
God it ended the way it did.
So do you have a similarly deep story to get to?
So I
We've
have a
done
really,
Jussie
after
Smollett
these
and
two.
Ryan
Jussie
Coogler.
Smollett,
Well,
Ryan Coogler.
we're going to talk about Chrishell Stause and how she is a modern day Susan B. Anthony, doing God's work for women. So she's a star from Selling Sunset, very beautiful woman, and she has had it with men who send her unsolicited genital pics in her DM. So she took revenge. A guy sent her a D pic, and she passed it along to his mother. She went into his account. She found his family member.
That's
she found his
playing
mother.
dirty. That's dirty.
And then she sent it right to his mother with a little poop emoji covering some of his genitals to be respectful, which is lovely. And then she wrote, she did a whole PSA on it. She said, I don't love opening DMs to unsolicited eggplant pics. No one does. So I sent it to a guy's mom today. Respectfully used the poop emoji to cover some for her sake.
Well, guess what, Chrishell? You won't be getting these anymore.
From you or you from everyone? I didn't know if you were saying you were.
It's a very valuable lesson, gentlemen. She said she's not afraid to send it.
Is that fair?
Yes, of course it's fair. It's fair. If you
in some sense, your mother knows what you're.
Right, it's grown so
knows.
much, right?
And she said,
or in some
PP anywhere. Has it grown so much? In some cases, maybe not.
I don't know what you're looking at.
Listen, she said she's willing to send it forward to a man's mom, a man's wife, sister, a girlfriend. So you boys better be careful.
Let me ask
you a question.
Because it's a great way to stop it.
Is this a thing that is like a blight on society? Do women receive unsolicited?
Yes, I get no photos.
Yes, we do.
I feel like if someone was if
you're going to get them now.
Send me, no, not.
You're going to get them now. Did you everyone hear that? Michael Babcock would like to receive.
I'm saying women don't do this. This is a guy thing.
It is a guy thing.
Right?
Women's experience on the internet is entirely different. We have to seek everything out, and you are just sitting there receiving.
Look who's learning. I feel this feels really powerful.
You know how many paywalls I've been through to get to
Oh my God. No, we don't like them. We don't want them. They will never sway us into dating you or wanting to be with you. There's never been one
what do you think's going to
incident in the history of the world.
When this guy sends her that photo, what does he think's going to happen?
That's the thing.
Right.
Why would you? That's what I never understand. Yeah, it's like, oh gosh, look at this. This really.
Do you know what I think?
Sways me.
I think it's the sort of like 99% of the time this doesn't work. Just looking for that one.
And let me tell you, that
one
will never
is like,
happen.
hey, I kind of like that.
Right.
Come on over.
Right.
I want to
throw
know
enough lines out there.
It's just a volume play.
I really want to know what the mom called the son and said.
Is this though the nuclear option? Couldn't Chrishell? I love Chrishell. Chrishell's very nice, but couldn't she have said, hey, I don't want this, and here's a stern warning.
Oh wow, that's powerful. Yeah, that'll get him to listen.
I don't think it would have hammered home the message.
The stern warning doesn't work. Okay.
I love it so much. All of us women are going to unite and do this from now on. So, gentlemen, be careful. Listen, I love it.
I take a shower with clothes on. I'm never sending pictures over any website. So this is not a risk with me.
I think that's for the best.
All right, that'll do it for us. Go ahead and download the podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
It's everywhere.
Google, Apple,
it's everywhere.
Other places, and we'll see you next time.